good evening to you all. Today I'm so excited and happy to see you all viewers joining this live session, and I say welcome to you all. Today we have a wonderful guest, an amazing worshiper, one of the best worshipers I know, Worshipper Matty from Nigeria, currently based in Cyprus. You are welcome, sir. You are
Thank you for
welcome.
having me. Good evening.
Good
Good evening. Thank
evening.
you for having me.
Good evening, sir. So this is Worship Digest, and you are welcome. Today would love to hear your thoughts, your perspectives, your knowledge about worship and your experience. Men of God, carry us through.
Okay. Basically, I don't see myself as anything special because all of us are just operating based on the grace of God.
Yeah.
Um, for me, I feel like it's a privilege because I've always known how to sing for a very long time, like ever since I was growing up, but I never took it serious. As a matter of fact, I even when I came to Cyprus, like I was in the church for a while, and I never wanted to join the choir because I'm not somebody that likes the spotlight. You understand?
Ah.
Yes, I'm not that kind of person. Like even being on this life, I'm kind of like that's not my style. But it's all to the glory of God. So I was in the church for a while, and one day I lost concentration, and we had a Bible study session, and I was singing, and I didn't know that people were listening, and immediately they went to tell the pastor that, okay, this guy, you have to hold him.
Ah.
He knows how to sing. You understand? He knows how to sing and all that. So immediately that was how I was I was grabbed by pastor, and he said I should join the choir. And from then, that's when I started to sing in the choir, and that's how it started for me anyway. I never sang in Nigeria. I was never in any choir.
Wow.
I never made it. I never made it public that I knew how to sing. So it
Wow.
was just the grace of God. But I'm glad that I'm singing for God now because after all, it's the one that made me everything that I am. So that's just how I started.
That is very true. Wow, what a wonderful testimony. From my witness and my encounter with you, it seems as if you are an experienced worshiper, and wow, that's an
Wow.
amazing testimony. But
Thank you.
it's not, now I can see that it's not about experience, but it's about revelation. There is a certain revelation
Definitely.
that you have received about worship, and it has made you to be a qualified person. Wow, that's an amazing testimony. Already you are giving us testimonies. Wow, amazing, amazing. So, men of God, you may carry us through and tell us what you know and what you think about this topic of worship.
All right. Basically, what I think about worship is when you are worshiping somebody. I'm not even talking about God, for example. Now, when we talk about like in the kingdom, maybe you are worshiping the king or something. First of all, you must know how big the king is. You must know your role as a worshiper. Like even in like I'm not talking about Christian now. I'm just talking about generally. So basically, what I know about worship is you can't actually worship somebody that you don't know about.
That's true.
For example, like let's go into the Christian side now. Like whenever I'm on the mic and I'm worshiping God, the first thing that comes to my mind is I'm worshiping somebody based on my own personal encounter with that person, right? I'm worshiping God because we've seen songs where God says when they say God is a healer, God is the provider. For me, God is the provider, God is the protector because I've seen those things happen in my life physically. So for me, worship is about knowing who you are worshiping because if I don't actually know God, it's difficult for me to worship because it will not come from my heart. It will just come from a place of me trying to fulfill an obligation that, okay, maybe I'm leading worship or something. But worship is something that you need to know who you are worshiping. And another thing is you need to love who you are worshiping. If you don't love who you are worshiping, it's just a service or it's just an eye service like we call it in Nigeria. It doesn't really come from the bottom of your heart. So what I know about worship is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, fine. You are supposed to be holy. You are supposed to be like steadfast and all those kind of things. But when you are worshiping as somebody that is nothing. You're just coming straight to worship God. Like, okay, this is who I am coming to worship. I am nothing, and I'm coming to worship you. So that's how I see worship. You need to know who you are worshiping, and you need to love the person before you can actually worship truly.
That's true. That's very true. That's very true, man of God. And according to your experience, like so far, what have you got, like a revelation of it with when you joined the choir and everything that has happened? What's your experience with praise and worship? Do you think there is a difference between the two?
Yes, in terms of praise and worship, when you talk about praise is basically you telling somebody like, okay, you are big, you are great, like you are trying to praise the person to lift the person's morale. You understand? Like for example, like as you are a lady now, if I want to get something from you, maybe I want to get money, I know that I have to praise you that, oh sister Simbi, you are this, you are that, you are big, you understand, so that I can get what I want. Not actually like trying to boost someone's morale. I see worship as try to put yourself in the lowest form possible and put the person that you're worshiping in the highest form possible. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if when it comes to worship, it's more or less like I don't want something from you. I'm not praising, I'm not worshiping you because I want something. I'm just trying to tell you that this is what you have done for me, and you are wonderful, you are great. Praise, I might want something from you, that's why I'm praising you, so that to lift your morale, so that you can give me what I want. But worship is, I don't want nothing. I just want to tell you that I appreciate what you have done.
Wow.
I don't want anything from you. I just want to worship you, to tell you you are good, you are wonderful, you are awesome, you've turned my life around. So that's how I see the difference.
That's a powerful revelation. Like praise, we praise to actually achieve or to get something. Then worship, it's when you have denied yourself just to adore or like to give good words and utter good words to someone. Wow. Amazing. Without expecting anything.
Without expecting anything in return,
Wow. So me saying you are a worshiper, that means that is what you exercise when you do your worship. You are worshiping God from a place of not expecting, but to just worship Him.
Yes, just telling him how I feel about him.
Wow. Amazing. That's a deep revelation, man of God. So would you love to share with us your testimony, like of what worship has done into your life? Or as a choir member or a praise team member, what would you love to encourage those people who are joining in? If some people, they really don't have that motivation or that inspiration, like how you get to be involved in a praise and worship team. Some people need that encouragement to know how it can happen, like how is it possible, because many people, they don't believe in themselves that they can actually do it. So what can you tell them through your experience, through your testimony, and how is it possible?
Okay, thank you. Okay, first of all, I'd like everybody to know something, that before you can, I like the name of your division God give to you, the worship experience. And the word experience is something that I want people to know, that like for you to, before you can worship somebody, you must know who the person is, like I said earlier.
Yes.
For me, when I worship, most times it's beyond the sounds, it's beyond the instrumentals, it's beyond the backup from the choir. I know what I have seen, I know who he is, I know the experience that I have that I have gotten by worshiping Him. I know that when I say that God is good, I know that He has been good to me. You understand?
Wow.
So one thing I want anybody that wants to join the choir, that wants to worship God, that wants to do
Yes.
anything, what I want them to know first is sit down and think about the things that God has done for you. You understand? If you can think about it, it's easier for you to worship that way. Because for me, now, like years ago, I was poisoned twice and I didn't even know.
Wow.
I actually knew of I only knew of once, because when I wanted to eat that food, then God said I shouldn't eat it because it has been poisoned, and I heard it clearly, but I didn't know about the second time. So so if there is a song now that I'm singing and I'm singing that is my protector, you have to understand what I'm doing.
Yes.
You have to understand that I know what I'm talking about. So anybody that wants to worship God, just sit down calmly one day and see what has He done for you. Is he your provider? Has there been moments where there was no food on the table and all of a sudden somebody just called you that, oh, I'm coming to visit you, and maybe the person brings you food or something? You understand? If you sit down and think about all those things, it's easier for you to actually just come and worship God, because you have your personal experiences.
That's true.
And there's nobody that doesn't have an experience. There's nobody that can tell me that God hasn't done something for you. No, it's not true. It's not true. The fact that you're alive is something. Yeah, so that's my word for anybody that wants to worship God, that wants to join. Forget about who you are. I mean, I forget about who you are when you want to join a team of praise and worship. Forget about who you are. Just know that you are not coming there for anybody. You are coming there to worship God. You understand? And with that way, because there are a lot of things that happen in all these groups. So when you think about it in that way, that okay, you are not here for anybody, you are just here to worship God and to lead others to worship God. Whatever happens around you, maybe sometimes you have issues with anyone, it won't stop you from coming to worship. It won't stop you from coming for rehearsals and all those kind of things. You understand? So you just have to know who you are coming to worship, and you have to know that you are there for God and nobody else.
That's very true. This is a powerful testimony, men of God. And if you are hearing and you have been, because I can see people already testifying in the comment section, and some people are agreeing to what you are actually saying right now. And wow, God is amazing, especially your testimony that you say that you are about to eat something, but you had God told you not to eat it. That is so powerful. And then from such an experience, when you now worship God, you will now get to an understanding that God is my protector. Wow, that was so powerful.
Exactly.
So tonight we get to understand that according to your experience, God has been your provider and has been protecting you, which is so powerful. Yes. And viewers, if you are watching, get to know who God is through your experiences and what He has done, according to what our minister of God has just told us tonight, that he saw it and then he knows whom he is worshiping. That is so powerful.
Exactly.
So, men of God, one last question I would love to ask on this topic of worship. What do you think worship, or not think, but where do you think worship comes from? A place of, like, is it like you just stand in front of people and you start worshiping, or it has to be an experience? What do you think about that area? Like, before you lead people in the presence of God, where should your worship come from?
Okay. It's almost like the same thing I've been saying.
Yeah.
Your worship should always come from a place of experience. And also, you need to understand that the people you are leading to worship, you need to have one understanding that there are a lot of people that, even the fact that they are alive, even the fact that they have food to eat, some people still don't see those things as blessings, you know?
Okay.
Some people feel like, okay, I don't have a nice car, I don't have a house, and all those kind of things. So you need to understand that when you are standing in front of people to worship, you need to understand that there are many people that they feel like what you are coming to do is nonsense. They feel like they don't understand the reason why they should even clap their hands or worship any
That's
god.
true.
There are some people like that. That's the gospel truth. So you need to understand that when you are standing in front of people and you want to lead them into worship, you have to, of course, you must have, you have to have prayed. Trust me, because they are, like, personally, I'm saying this publicly. There are times I've come to lead worship, and the only thing that saved me is because I have a nice voice. There are times I've come to lead worship and I didn't pray, and I know I could see the effects of that lack of prayer, because I know that nobody moved. Fine, okay, you can see some people kneeling down and all that. Okay, that's just God trying to cover your shame. But me, I know that when I'm leading, I know sometimes when I'm leading worship and I've prayed the night before, I know what happens. I can see it. So you have to come, like, from when you're coming to worship, you have to know that the experience you have, before you can project it onto other people.
That's true.
You must also come from the throne.
That's
Because
true.
human beings are very difficult. There are some people that if it's possible for you to leave their front in like 1 minute, they don't mind. They don't want you to sing anything. So you must understand that what God has called you to do is to lead people to worship him and to lead people into the kingdom. So don't come empty-handed. Don't just come because you have a nice voice. Take it that you are coming to lead people to worship. So you must come prepared, like you must come with fire.
Yes.
You understand?
Powerful.
So that's what I feel like. Before you can lead people to the throne of God, you too, you must be solid on your own side too, because
that's true.
Sometimes you're even leading principalities and powers and you don't even know.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah,
That's
so,
very,
yeah,
very
so,
true.
yeah, so sometimes even though people are in the spirit, you see some people staring at you face to face. There's nothing you can do about it. So you must understand that if you are coming to lead people to worship to the throne of God, you must be solid on your own side as well. So that's how I feel like it's an experience whereby you have experienced him and you are coming to project your experience to people. And before you can project that experience to people, you must have prayed. You must be solid on your own side as well. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much, man of God. This was so powerful, and wow, this is amazing. Thank you so much for blessing us tonight. And we were so blessed to have you on Worship Digest. And thank you so much for allowing us to have you to this program tonight. God bless you. And thank you all viewers. I saw you who have joined. Thank you, Sakris. Thank you, Miss Sodi. Thank you, Desi. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Even Pastor Vincent was live with us tonight. Thank you so much, sir. And we say, God bless you, men of God, and your family. And see you next Monday, people, viewers all over the world. This is Worship Digest. Thank you for joining. Have a lovely night.